Welcome, everyone, and thank you for joining us today. I'm Sandra Watmore, and today we're excited to share some ideas on how we can contribute to improving the quality of our health, our lives, and the environment. This is the first of a new series of 30-minute monthly calls on the Tower Gardens aeroponics technology. Our topic today is America's Food Crisis, What You Need to Know Now, presented by Lori Heat. So there you go, Lori.
Okay, thank you, Sandra. I'm going to begin by sharing my screen. And let me know if everyone can see this.
Yep.
Yay.
Okay, here we go. Welcome to the first of a two-part series on America's food crisis, What You Need to Know Now. Today, we'll focus on the role that farming plays in the crisis and in our food. And next month, the impact of pesticides and the agrochemical industry on both our food and our health. These are the 9 major factors that make up the food and farming crisis in America, but bear in mind that almost half of these issues are global. The takeaway is that less and less food is being produced locally, commercially, and the following are indicators that this trend will continue. Number 1, we're running out of topsoil. Oh, I'm going to ask everybody if they'd please mute. Thank you. 1, we're running out of topsoil. 95% of commercial food crops are grown in topsoil. The UN is warning we could run out in the next 60 years. Number 2, we're running out of groundwater, and this is due to increased temperatures and population. Researchers believe that 44% of all global aquifers will be depleted in the next 100 years. 3, bad weather due to climate change prevented 20 million acres from being planted in America in 2019. 4, farm debt in 2019 was at $416 billion, an all-time high. Farmers have been losing money since 2013, barely able to survive, and bankruptcies are up 12% in the Midwest and 50% in the Northeast, and this was before COVID. Number 5, suicide among farmers and ranchers is nearly 3.5 times the national rate. Number 6, farming is a generational occupation. When children don't want to continue the family business or when farms are financially failing, they become susceptible to foreign land grabs. Much of America's usable land is being bought by investors that have no interest in farming. Number 7, America had 2.02 million farms in 2019 before COVID, down from 6.8 million in 1935. And think about the population increase in that period. Number 8, contamination from human and animal waste. The pathogens has increased the number of food recalls. To keep up with them, consider subscribing to emergencyemail.org for the latest information. Number 9, the University of Missouri Food and Agricultural Policy Research Institute expects our farm income to fall by $21.9 billion in 2021. Last year, farmers had to euthanize livestock and plow under fields as COVID destroyed demand and workers became infected. The chart that you see on the upper right shows the decline in U.S. farms, and the bottom shows where the U.S. currently ranks in global agriculture by crop. Nutrient deterioration begins at the moment of harvest. The time frame to market for commercial produce in North America is 5 days. Yet it can take several weeks for imported produce to hit store shelves, resulting in a staggering loss of nutrients, as shown here in the case of broccoli. The factors governing farmland, topsoil, and groundwater mean more imported food and less nutrition. So at this point, we understand a little more about the threats to our commercial food supply. Last year, we had a rude awakening and learned that we are not immune to food shortages here in America. There aren't many positive things that have come out of the COVID crisis, but it has created a resurgence of home gardens. Ultimately, It is up to each of us to make our own food choices, our own health choices, but I feel very strongly that everyone needs to be growing food at home. You can grow your own produce in soil, but it's easier, faster, and far more fun to grow using aeroponic technology. So, aeroponics is the science of growing with air and water in cycles instead of soil, and I believe it's the solution that we've been looking for. It's been called the future of growing, but I believe it's also the future of farming. It allows for faster growth, delivers higher yield, and uses a fraction of labor and a fraction of water of conventional growing and farming, and anyone can do it. I'm going to show a short clip on how the tower garden works.
Tower Garden's state-of-the-art aeroponic vertical garden system uses both water and air to produce more colorful, better-tasting, and incredibly nutritious fruits, vegetables, and herbs. Tower Garden has a 20-gallon reservoir at its base that stores the Tower Tonic nutrient solution. Developed by experts in plant and human nutrition, Tower Tonic Mineral Blend enables superior plant growth and better nutrition from your Tower Garden produce. The process begins once the seedlings have been placed in your tower garden. Here they will be nourished with Tower Tonic nutrient solution. Inside the reservoir is a small, low-wattage submersible pump. The pump pushes the nutrient solution up through the tower to the top. From there, the nutrient solution drips through the central tower using a special device that evenly cascades the solution over the exposed plant roots. On the journey down the tower, the nutrient solution feeds the roots and becomes highly oxygenated as it cascades gently down the reservoir. This process is continuous, providing fresh oxygen, water, and nutrients to the roots of the plants. This patented aeroponic process enables food crops to grow faster than they would in soil, so they can be harvested more often. And it makes Tower Garden a healthier, easier, smarter way to grow your produce.
So there are two systems, one for indoors and one for out. The Flex is the outdoor system. You can grow 20 plants in this as is, and then there are add-on accessories to grow more plants. The home system grows 32 plants, and both of these grow in less than 3 feet of space. They come with everything that you see here, which is everything you need to grow for an entire season. The tower uses a very small amount of electricity, similar to a desk lamp, but a solar option has become available. This is an example of how you can set up a tower and what you can plant if you love to cook, for example. Many people plant theme gardens for tea, house rabbit greens, herbs. The choice is yours. Of the 150 different things that you can grow in the tower, these are the top 10 nationwide. You can grow herbs, vegetables, fruits, and flowers. This is one of my towers. Over the summer, I grew cucumber, eggplant, tomatoes, and strawberries, both in raised beds and in the tower garden. I had to water the raised beds 2 to 3 times a day versus topping off the tower once a week. My tomato plants in soil required different fertilizers and ground up eggshells to raise calcium levels, as I had blossom end rot. The single tomato in the tower had no problems and produced more than my 5 plants in soil. My eggplant in soil had yellowing leaves that continued to yellow, eventually curled up and dropped off. The 5 plants produced a total of 2 light purple eggplants. The single plant in my tower produced a total of 17 eggplants with healthy green leaves and dark purple fruit. My strawberry leaves in soil were 3 to 4 inches across versus 8 inches across in the tower. You can see the difference in this photo, both in size and color. Based on these results, I added 2 more towers to my garden. This client tower was ordered on July 4th, 2020, and we installed it on July 11th. And this is the tower on August 20th, just 6 weeks later. And you can see from the comments the difference that it has made for this family. Here are some of the reasons to consider starting your own tower garden. As stated before, it is the fastest, easiest, most economical way to grow organic produce with no gardening experience or tools needed. The nutrient solution has been formulated for human and plant nutrition using earth minerals, meaning your produce will be clean, safe, and free of genetic modifications, chemicals, and biological contaminants. In terms of cost, the growing system starts at $52 a month, depending on the system you choose and any accessories. I did a comparison, and a veggie box for a family of 4 is $140 a month. The cost of the same organic produce from the grocery store is $130 a month. The tower can be purchased outright or interest-free over 12 months, and shipping is free in the continental US. This is our team. If you'd like to learn more or get started, please reach out to the person who posted the invitation to this call and consider sharing this information within your community and joining us. Next month, as I said, I'll be presenting part 2 of America's Food Crisis, what you need to know about the pesticide and agrochemical industries and the impact they're having on your food and health. And at this time, I'll turn it back over to Sandra, and I thank you for your attention.